The Gyan Vapi Mosque shares its location with a revered Hindu temple in the city of Varanasi in northern India. Hindus claim the mosque was built on the ruins of a temple destroyed by a 17th century Muslim ruler. For years, they have wanted this perceived historical wrong to be righted by being given the entire property to build a temple. And recently, a local court has ordered an archaeological survey to determine if a temple indeed stood at the site of this mosque.
The city of Varanasi is one of Hinduism's holiest sites. Every year, millions of pilgrims flock to the temple town to offer prayers and to wash away their sins. But the city is also home to a simmering dispute between India's two largest religions. Local Hindu lawyer Vijay Shankar Rastogi is on a mission to reverse what he considers the ultimate sin. He says a mosque was built here after tearing down an ancient Hindu temple. For 3 decades now, he has been filing petitions demanding the land be restored to the Hindus. Now, he has filed a fresh plea for an archaeological survey to find proof of the buried temple. Rastogi believes the Hindu Lord Shiva himself chose this holy place, and that a mosque has no right to stand there.
The Muslims have destroyed this blessed site. They destroyed the temple to establish their own religion and built a mosque on top of it. I filed this public interest suit on behalf of all the Hindus of this country, against all the Muslims.
Rastogi's allegations are not unique. A spate of similar cases have recently been filed against mosques across the state, based on claims that they were built after destroying temples on their locations. A recent Supreme Court verdict may have encouraged them. Just 200 kilometers from this mosque under question, another controversial mosque in a city called Ayodhya was torn down by Hindu mobs. After 30 years in court, the contested land was awarded to the Hindus. The verdict on Ayodhya's Babri Mosque raised worries about the future of minority rights in India. But at the same time, the top court ruled that a 1991 law that protects all places of worship should be upheld in all other cases. Under that law, if a mosque, like this one in Varanasi, existed on the day of India's independence in 1947, it has the right to stand. S.M. Yassin, a member of the Varanasi Mosques Committee, says this is the Muslim side's main defense. But now, even this law is being challenged in court. Yassin says there would be a flood of similar cases without this law, providing fresh fuel to historic animosity.
We accepted the Babri Mosque verdict with heavy hearts, hoping there wouldn't be fresh trouble in the future. But if they're insistent on filing cases, we'll fight them too. These petitioners just want fame. They want to incite religious tensions. It's their job to spread hate between Hindus and Muslims. No good can come of this.
Hindus here revere the temple that was built near the contested site. But many are offended by the presence of the towering mosque beside it. Almost a third of Varanasi's population is Muslim, so opinions on the dispute are divided.
If people have been praying at the mosque since before independence, disputing it isn't right. It'll disrupt peace in the country. There's a mosque in place of the temple right now. If the mosque is removed, the people will be happy, will be more comfortable.
Although it was almost 3 decades ago, memories of the Hindu-Muslim riots around the Ayodhya case are still fresh in the minds of many here in India. The hope this time is that these disputes will be resolved in the courts.
And for more on this, I'm joined now from Delhi by senior journalist Aarti Jairath. Aarti, welcome. How divisive an issue would you say is the dispute around the Gyan Vapi Mosque?
Pretty divisive. I mean, it has seen some, violence in the past. There was one particularly gory incident in which a cow was slaughtered and the blood was smeared, all over the temple, next to the mosque. And there were pretty serious communal riots that broke out in Varanasi at that time. It is very, very divisive. And, I mean, clearly, it has the potential of exploding into another Ayodhya kind of controversy and, Ayodhya kind of polarizing issue.
Right. You talk about Ayodhya. A similar dispute basically led to the tearing down of the Babri Mosque in Ayodhya by Hindu mobs some 30 years ago. Do you see parallels with Ayodhya? What could potentially happen?
In the last 2-3 years, suddenly these cases have been revived. And I think this is largely due to the fact that in 2020, the Supreme Court gave a favorable judgment in favor of the Hindus on the disputed, mosque at Ayodhya.
Right.
And that disputed site at Ayodhya, and the Hindus won the case. So now they can build a temple there, So I think this has given a fillip to the demands by Hindus for the demolition of the Gyan Vapi Mosque and,
Right.
For that area to be given back to the Kashi Vishwanath temple. So, I mean, the whole thing has, and a similar thing has happened in Mathura, which is the
Right.
third big, temple mosque, complex on the
Right.
agenda of the Hindu right wing. So even there, fresh cases have been filed just this year in February 2021. And those cases are being accelerated also. They're being heard.
You talk about the Hindu right wing. I wonder, therefore, how politically driven are disputes like these?
I think it's a combination of emotion and politics. If we go back to the Ayodhya case, actually the case was first filed way back in the 19th century by the Nirmohi Akhada, which was, a kind of Hindu outfit, which had been kind of staking claim to the Babri Masjid, the land on which the Babri Masjid stood, saying that that was the birthplace of the god Ram. And but you see, what happened was that in the 1980s, the RSS decided to pick it up as a issue and to politicize it. So that's when the VHP, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, which is the kind of religious arm of the RSS, when they got into the act and they went on this big, sort of collection, asking Hindus, devout Hindus, to donate 1 rupee for a brick to build the Ram temple at Ayodhya. And, when that drive started picking up and the BJP saw that they were getting traction, then the BJP picked it up as a political issue. And, actually that is responsible for the BJP's rise from a party which was on the fringes to today becoming the dominant force, the ruling party, and the Congress being completely sidelined, in the Indian politics. So, it has served a huge political purpose for the Hindu right, even though it may be, sort of driven by religious fervor. But, there's a lot of politics mixed in it because the benefits are huge.
Right. We'll leave it there for the time being. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Aarti Jairath from Delhi.